Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to, you've guessed it, another speed build video in The Sims 4. Happy, I want to say Sunday. I'm actually pre-recording, so I'm pretty sure this video is going to be out on Sunday, so happy Sunday. Thank you very much for joining me here today. I hope you are having the most amazing weekend ever, and if you are celebrating bank holiday, then I hope you are having the most amazing bank holiday ever. Today we are building in San Myshuno and we are working on the 910 Medina Studios apartment, and we are turning this apartment into an apartment for a musician. I don't know what's come over me, but I'm absolutely loving these rundown grungy apartments at the moment. I will link my messy student apartment down below because I did that around I think it was about a week or so ago now, but I will link that down below. That was such a fun one to do as well. I love doing these apartments that have to look lived in a little bit. We talked about this last time. Not gross, lived in. I'm not going to say gross again this video, I promise. So I had in my head that the sim that would be living in this apartment is really into music. They play guitar, they practice keyboard, they're just really into their music, and so you will see a lot of music posters and speakers, guitars, keyboards just laying around the place, and I had so much fun doing this and I'm so pleased with how this turned out. So I am really hoping that if you guys have any sims in mind for this apartment, then you will make some use of this. I personally don't. I was going to create a sim just for this apartment and then I kind of decided against it. I don't know if I want to start getting into the whole cast video thing just because I'm not very good in create a sim and I don't think that that's something that you guys would want to see, but this apartment, I love it so much. I cannot wait to show you. So as you can see, we've already finished the kitchen. It's very small. As you come into the apartment, you turn right, the kitchen is there, and now we're working on the living space. And because this is one of the, I believe it's the smallest apartment in San Myshuno, I could be wrong, but square footage wise, I do believe this is the smallest one, and I love working in this apartment because you can add so many intricate details and clutter to really make it look like somebody lives here. And I have done this apartment before. I believe I did a studio apartment here last time, but this time around I decided to go for, it's kind of studio-ish, but it's more closed off than the last one. So as you can see on the right there, we've got the bathroom, and then that ends up being a really good sized bedroom there. So I really like how this looked and how it just comes across. I'm so happy with it, and I use I use quite a few debug items to obviously get across the messiness and the kind of, I don't know how to explain it really. It's a very stereotypical musician's apartment, but that's okay. I think that's kind of what I was going for with this build. And yeah, we end up using a lot of different items from a lot of different packs. I have spoken about this on the channel before, and I've been doing a lot of base game and pack restricted builds, but I still like to stick to not restricting myself as well, because I think that's quite important as well. So this apartment was just a little bit all over the place. There's pipes sticking out, there's cracks in the wall, there's posters everywhere, there's guitars, there's speakers laying around and all sorts. I love it. I'm sorry, and I don't normally say this about my builds, but I really like this one. So I'll have to let you you guys will have to let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. And don't forget, if you are enjoying this video or any of my content, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. But we are just again working on this living area here. I decided to do some exposed brick. I didn't go too mad with it because it ended up looking really quite dark, and because it's such a small space I didn't want it to look small necessarily, and so I had to make some choices here and there as to where the brick would be. So I ended up just doing it on this right hand side, and I believe I did it over the front door as well. So I always make a fake front door on these apartments, so what I will do is I'll build a box around the front door and then I'll put in my own door. Just adds a little bit more depth and a little bit more realism, I think. And also, I think the tool mod allows you to change the windows and the doors in apartments, but it's not a mod that I want to get involved in. I'm going to be honest, it's absolutely incredible, and some people, some very talented people, far more talented than I am, create the most amazing things with it, but I don't think I have the patience, number one, and number two, I don't think I have the skill to even pull anything like that off. So I stay away from things like that, but I digress. So I don't know what I was sort of going for with the entranceway. I was like, I really don't know what to put here. So I ended up just putting a standing mirror. I think that's from, I can't remember which, I always forget which pack that's from. And I want to say Jungle Adventure, but I don't think that's what the pack's called. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep going on about it because I could sit here for a long time trying to work out the name of the pack. And we use a lot of wall decorations from the Vampires pack, so the stains on the walls, the exposed wood, the cracks, just because I did want to get across that this apartment was slightly more run down than maybe your average one, and that the sim that lives here, not that they don't care, but they maybe wouldn't care as much as the average person. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head anyway. And I absolutely love adding, I think these guitars are even from the base game, if I'm not mistaken. The speakers are from the Myshuno stuff pack, and the television on the table there, like, it's not a table, but it looks like a guitar case, and that's kind of why I went for it. And then I ended up putting some like fan mail on the coffee table and a remote from Debug, and there's a bottle here from Debug. In my messy student apartment, I went a little bit more nuts with the bottles and the cups and things like that, but with this one I didn't want to go that mad with it. And I had to use this fridge here from the university pack because it was just so unbelievably perfect, and I think it works really well in that entranceway there. I think it works so unbelievably well. And I think that's a keg from Journey to Batu, I believe. And I came across that. I've never even seen it before. But I think when you do different themed apartments, you end up finding items that you wouldn't necessarily find ordinarily. So I think it fascinates me. I'm still fascinated by this game because I've been playing The Sims for 20 years and I'm still learning about this game. It's fascinating to me, absolutely fascinating. Anyway, now we're moving on to the bedroom portion of the apartment, and I love how this looks. I think it looks amazing with the sort of walls here that aren't quite closed off from the living area, but they still give your sim enough privacy. I thought that was just such a neat idea and a really good way to use the space, really. And this bed is from the Eco Lifestyle pack, and how perfect is that in this apartment? You tell me a more perfect setting for this bed than this apartment. I think this is absolutely perfect. And usually I would cover up, you see these like pipes on the wall, and this, I don't even know what that is. Is it like an electric box on the wall there? I'd normally cover them up, but in this apartment I was like, actually they kind of add to it, and so I left them there. I thought they just added to it, really. And these chest of drawers I used in my messy student apartment as well. They're from the base game, but again they just work really perfectly, I think, in a setting like this. And yeah, I also wanted to put a bookshelf in, so I used this one from the Myshuno pack. I don't think it necessarily goes in, like, now that I'm looking back, I think there's a more suitable bookshelf that I could have used for this apartment, but it's done now. It's already on the gallery, so it's too late. And by the time this is posted, it will definitely be too late. So anyway, it's all right, you know, it's still okay. And I've also noticed that I still manage to find places for plants, even in like a gross apartment that, oh, I said gross, I promised I wouldn't say gross, I've just said gross again. Oh no. Anyway, in an apartment like this you wouldn't necessarily think that plants would look good here, but I somehow make it work. I think me thinking in my head that they're probably fake plants seems to work better. I also think it would be kind of cool if we had plants that looked like they were dead for apartments like this. I don't know how you guys would feel about that, but I think they would work so well. Like, they look like they're dead. I just think that would look really good. Don't you? I don't know. But then you like look at something like this and I don't know, would the plants be as alive as they are? That's the question. And then I got really upset because there is a window in this bathroom and it glitched out, and I was hoping that if I came out and then went back in it would fix it. Unfortunately it didn't, so I'm hoping if you guys download this apartment that window will not be blocked out. It's a really annoying glitch that I'm hoping they will fix soon. And also, speaking of windows, Windows in reflections of mirrors, it's still not fixed. I think they need to just get on this, really, if I'm honest. If I'm honest. But yeah, like this window, I end up covering it with a full length blind just because I'm like, I can't even look at this anymore. I just can't even look at it anymore. Well, it's pretty much full length, but you get the idea. But this is the last room, so we're pretty much wrapping things up. The bathroom I kind of struggled with to make look run down, because it's actually a really big bath. It's actually a really big bathroom, which I thought was quite amusing. But yeah, I did. So I put in the items that I needed, and then I just sort of dirtied it up a little bit. But yes, we are pretty much finishing up things today, guys. This is a short and sweet video, but this apartment is available to download from the gallery. My origin ID is RachelPedd. Tray files, as always, are linked down in the description below. You can download them from Sim File Share, and screenshots are at the end of the build if you would like to see what the apartment looks like in game. But thank you so much again for joining me here today, everyone. I love you all very, very much. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought of this one. You guys take care, and I will see you next time I post a video. Bye!